Some brave adventurers have told tales of a giant reptilian creature and its magical fire that it can breathe. While these stories are few and far between due to their scarcity, dragons are massive fire-breathing megabeasts who, at their full size, are the second largest land creatures known to exist, behind the giant elephants, of course. They are covetous monsters who seek and steal items from your fortress to bring back to their lairs. Dragons often pilfer successfully during the time where the worlds are created by the gods, then told about in our history books before the fortress overseers get their meddling hands into things. But when they attack a fortress overseer's fortress, they simply wipe the place out, or die trying, as they know that our surface touch is a dangerous thing indeed. Dragons are best known for their ability to quickly and frequently exhale long jets of fire. It shines blue as it is hotter than the surface of the sun and 4 times hotter than magma. A fire so hot, it can make quick work of any creature caught in its path, and can kill even creatures normally immune to fire, though it can be blocked by enemies equipped with shields. Contrary to popular myths and tales, dragons are flightless creatures that are incapable of taking flight. Although many myths do tell tales of creatures with wings breathing fire, none such exist, as has been proven by many dwarven scholars. Many scholars believe that dragons grow into infinity and just simply keep getting bigger, but the more intelligent of us have learned over the time that it actually simply takes them 1,000 years to reach full size. Thus, the vast majority of dragons found in the wild are mere children, maybe the size of a bobcat or a giant cheetah, perhaps a drathla or a hydra. Yet, after 1,000 years, they are almost the size of a giant elephant, making them an unstoppable force. Many bones of dragons have been discovered, but we're quite sure that they still have much larger to grow. I would fear a dragon the size of a giant elephant. Be wary out there, adventurers. Some dwarves have talked about fighting against dragons. Dragonfire can be blocked if a victim is using a shield, and it will be more than 99% of the time. Though they are among the physically weakest of the megabeasts, dragons are still massively powerful in melee combat, so they can be hard to take down without a good military. Any dwarven fortress should be properly prepared by simply clearing a space of anything that can burn, such as grass or cave moss. Have a collection of tiles on the ground or some glass squares, something that opens up some space for minimal fires to catch, because the second fire gets onto grass or some moss, good luck surviving that. Dwarves will not be able to get through the smoke, and the blinding flames will simply blast them to pieces. Possibly the best defense is to use piercing weapons like crossbows, especially spears, and hope that you get lucky and hit a vital organ, or simply cave in a large piece of space. Another thing that is worth noting is dragons, although they may be massive in size, are not immune to cage traps. Simply have several set up around your fortress, and maybe you'll be lucky enough to catch one. Also, if you're in a region with necromancers, do fear the dragons that come back to life as slumbering husks of great piles of death. The great dwarven animal trainers have talked a couple of times about how dragons can be domesticated. However, they've had trouble with their other domesticated animals getting into tussles with the dragons, and then the dragons being promptly executed. So if you are going to attempt to train a dragon, be sure to leave it in its own portion of the fortress, where it can be carefully cared for, separated from your military and any prying war dogs. But scholars such as ourselves cannot have discussions about such creatures without discussing the darker, paler variant of the deep, deep underground. Cave dragons live deep beneath the mosses of the deep underground caverns. So far down, in fact, many fortresses will never even see them. Unlike the above-ground brethren, they do not breathe fire, but they do possess an immunity to being set on fire. Happily, they are not immune to the dwarf's best friend, lava, or extreme heat in general. They do have wings, which lack the ability to fly, and white scales, but besides this, they are not nearly as dangerous as their above-ground cousins, due to being smaller and not breathing fire. It is said in our discussions in the library that the cave dragons were the ones from before time, before the dragons on the surface lost their wings. The dragons from the depths of the caverns were crushed during the creation of the worlds by the elder gods before time even began, forcing them deep below ground. These deep creatures are the original forms of dragons and have simply forgotten how to breathe fire. Maybe one day we can teach one to create fire hotter than the sun. And with that added strength, perhaps they would regain their abilities to fly. Imagine the unstoppable force of a flying army of cave dragons soaring through the skies towards an enemy goblin fortress. The demons who rule there would not be able to stand against our power. But, unfortunately, we do not yet have the technology, and the cave dragons remain flightless in the deep depths of the undergrowth. And the other dragons on the surface that terrorize the outskirts of our villages, well, they are simply large wild animals with the ability to breathe fire hotter than the sun. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you would like to see more lore videos about Dwarf Fortress, check out this YouTube channel, as well as other first looks and other various things that may interest you. If you want to support this channel directly, you can do that via my Patreon, or by jumping into one of my Twitch streams and just simply saying hi. I do have some other things in the works that I hope that you'll be looking forward to, including some tutorials for Dwarf Fortress and maybe another game. Thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you in the next one.